Hi guys, the Conservatives are back. Well, maybe not back, but they have a new organisation called Next Gen Tories. Yes, this is not a parody, this is true. Next Gen Tories is an attempt to reach out to younger people who are concerned about housing, the environment, the role of government, and convince them to vote for the Conservatives because the Conservatives understand stuff. My goodness, have a listen to this.
Britain is broken, and the civil service is one of the biggest barriers to fixing it. An unelected and unaccountable bureaucracy that often tries to do too much and fails to do much at all. Ministers are held accountable for decisions they have no ability to affect. They can't hire or fire or direct the people who are supposed to be delivering. Too many civil servants coast for years without any meaningful professional accountability. Layers of process block decisions, senior civil servants and arm's length bodies who have no democratic accountability are able to block anything that ministers decide to do. The system itself strangles any attempt at political or economic or social reform. The fix is straightforward. Ministers should directly appoint the senior civil servants, permanent secretaries, director generals and directors, the people delivering strategy. Civil servant teams should also be empowered to sack underperformers faster, to pay the right money for top talent, and to be held more directly accountable for the decisions that they make. We should also reform the pipeline into the senior civil service, ensuring that the right people get the right jobs at the right times. If you want a government that delivers, whether it's on housing, growth or services, it needs to have control of the system. Right now, the bureaucracy is too unaccountable. Reform of the civil service is not optional, it is essential. Next Gen Tories are serious about making Britain work again. Civil service reform is key. Proper accountability, faster decision making, better delivery. That's how we get the country moving again.
This is not a parody.
Pipeline.
Sorry, this is not a parody. This is a real account. Okay, Next Gen Tories. It's a bit like, the arsonist turning up at the fire and explaining to people how to work the extinguishers. Get us back into power. We will fix things. Yes, we destroyed everything, but it wasn't our fault. It was somebody else's fault. I keep saying the Conservatives have this, immunity to responsibility. They will never take responsibility for their actions. It's always somebody else's fault. And they want to convince people that, look, yes, we did run public services into the ground. Yes, we didn't build enough houses. Yes, we failed at every level. But it wasn't our fault. It was somebody else's fault. So give us another chance and then we'll do it right. Okay? We won't. We'll just fill our pockets and fill the pockets of our donors. But we'll pretend to actually care this time. They failed at every level, but they want to turn their party around. And once again, they'll never take responsibility. Have you ever heard a politician from the Conservative Party apologise for what they did? No, they will say mistakes were made, some bad decisions were taken, but that's about as far as they'll go. They'll never specify what mistakes and what decisions. And then, of course, Kemi Badenoch wants to sweep all of that under the carpet and say, look, we have a new party, a new leader, a new vision for the future. Well, she doesn't really have any policies and any vision, but she just wants to convince people that she's disconnected from the last government. But she was part of the last government. She can't disconnect herself. I've said before, if the Conservatives want to turn things around, they need a new leader, somebody disconnected from the past, a new person, somebody who came in at the last election maybe. But unfortunately for them, that person doesn't have any real name recognition. So they're going to go with people who have who've been in the party for years probably, or who were in the previous administrations, which I think is a massive mistake. But they're not offering anything new here. Yes, the blob is stopping ministers from achieving their goals. We need to reform it. Okay, then why didn't you reform it when you were in government? You had 14 years to reform the civil service if it was a problem. But of course, it's about scapegoating. When the UK was in the European Union, who was responsible for all of the problems? Oh, it's the European Union's fault. Now, when that is no longer a scapegoat, they have to find someone else. Oh, it's the blob. It's the civil service. Our ministers wanted to deport loads of people, but they couldn't because of the civil service or because of the Home Office, because of lefty judges. It's always somebody else's fault. Start taking responsibility for your actions. You keep talking to parents, poor parents who can't feed their children. You say you need to take responsibility for your actions. Well, why is it that they have to take responsibility, but the Conservatives never have to take responsibility? Politicians, no, it's nothing to do with us. It's always somebody else's fault. So until they wake up and realize that the public are not going to, hopefully, extend their vote to the Conservatives because of what they did in the past, until they realize that, they're going to be stuck behind Labour or Reform or even the Liberal Democrats. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.